Hello everyone, I am back with another recap of Champions Chester. This round my opponent was Frederik Svane from Germany. He's a very young grandmaster. Already I think he has a higher classical rating than me, 2630 something. And he's very good online chess, so I was looking forward for this match. I knew that it was gonna be interesting. He surprised me with his first move d4. He's mainly e4 player, so I played knight f6, knight f3, and in this position I played b6. B6 with the idea, to take him out from his opening preparation. So he goes bishop f4, bishop b7, and h4. Very interesting move. I guess he didn't want me to, after e3, play something like knight h5 and bishop is kind of, and h3 I guess could have been more reasonable in my opinion. But he played h4 and I went for c5, c3, e3, c takes, e takes, e6. Although engine says that I should better play e6 immediately. I guess, yeah, maybe keeping this like that and keep the possibility of bishop cannot go back. e6 would have been more reasonable move. I take ed and then play e6. I thought it was fine. I set up pieces like a little bit like hedgehog, and in this position I feel like after the game I was thinking that I should have played a6, and most logical move looking was a4, then played g5. I don't know about g5 move in general. I think he was shocked when I played g5. But it looked like a very reasonable move, and he made actually mistake immediately. He took hg, and I played knight d5, bishop g3, and hg. In this position, he played bishop a6. That's why I was saying that maybe I should have played a6 in the first position, and here maybe I think I went wrong in this position. I should have played knight f4, bishop a6, queen a6, gf. I mean, maybe this h file will be handy and maybe some chances. Instead I go bishop a6 and g4, knight h2, f5. Actually engine does support with f4 idea. So here I goes queen e2, and after queen e2 I go knight to f8, and he goes c4, knight f6. So far so good. Rook e8. Where did I make the mistake? Knight h5 is fine move. Knight f1, queen d7, and he goes c5. I think maybe this was the position where I made some inaccuracy. I should have taken g3. But why I didn't take g3? Because dc, bishop c5, he had knight. Oh, he didn't have a knight f5. Okay, because I have a long castle and I double attack. I didn't see that. So instead I played dc, and this allowed him bishop e5. Although engine says instead of, I don't know, engine. Never mind. Bishop e5, rook h7, rook d1, and even though like engine gives big advantage, but I was feeling uncomfortable here, and I started making one mistake after another. He played knight c4, I played rook d8, and after rook d4, for some reason, I mean, initially I was gonna play just queen c8, and then suddenly I was like, oh, I'm gonna sacrifice the queen, and now I have a knight f4 idea with good compensation, but I blundered it after knight d5. I am getting mated, so until I think this position he played very well, and he just crushed me with this rook e6, nice move. And I basically resigned here. So first game I lost, and second game I was in must-win situation. I was with white and I played e4. He decided to play solid, knight f3, knight c6. I played the sharp Italian line. He goes bishop e7, I go knight d2, bishop g3, g6. I think after g6 maybe I should have played a4 or b4, but instead I play h3. I think h3 is also fine move. Knight h5, queen h2. So here we reached to this position. Maybe he should have taken g3. Yeah, he should have taken g3, but sometimes when you don't take you don't play one move for a very long time, he could have played knight g3 basically in every move. I guess he thought that there is no difference. He plays c5. Now I move the bishop to h2. Now he cannot trade. So knight c6, I go g4, knight f4, bishop f4, ef. And I played here bishop b3 with the idea bishop d5, and I think the mistake comes here. Bishop e6 was a big mistake, because after bishop e6 fe, his king is vulnerable, and that's how basically the game gonna be ending. Look at this. King g7, I play d4. He goes cd, cd, and in this position he should have played e5, which I don't know. I mean, I can castle long, and I have a good position, so I don't know. Here he goes d5, but d5 definitely is a mistake. Now I play h5 with the idea that whenever he takes, I take with queen, and queen can go g6. He goes queen e8, I go long castle, g5, king b1, bishop f6, I play knight b3, defending d4. And in this position, I was very happy with the game. I was sure that I have a good winning chances. He goes king g8, rook c1, rook c8. But in this position, I started a little bit, I think, losing the thread of the position. I did consider this move, ed. Actually, this was my initial intention, to play queen e6. But then for some reason, I did not go for this one. Now I'm like, what was the reason? This happens, I guess, in rapid game. I played king a1, and he goes bishop g7, a3, rook c7, ed, so queen d3 in this position. But I came up with, I think, quite a brilliant idea. I mean, not here, but here. Quite a brilliant idea. I played knight c5. I sacrificed d4 pawn. He immediately took. But the problem is that his king is very weak, and the pawn doesn't matter. Now I am threatening rook e7, and he goes here. If queen f6, I go rook e8, bishop f8, and queen d4. Queen d4, rook f8, king h7, knight d4 is lost. So he plays rook c7, I go knight d6 with rook e8 check. He goes bishop f8, I go knight f5, queen f7, and I was like, okay, let me try to grab maybe this pawn. He goes rook c6, I give a check, queen f8, and here I saw a brilliant idea, rook f8, king f8, and finally ended with a fork I took and won the game. So after this we had Armageddon. I was like, what time should I use? In the last game, I think I did 8 minutes 25 seconds against Alan Pichot. This time against Svane, I decided to do 8 minutes and 15 seconds. I don't know if he knew my previous bet. Maybe he watched my recap. I'm not sure, but his bet was 8 minutes and 23 seconds. Somehow he thought that I might use 8 minutes and 25 seconds. So he bid 2 seconds less. So I beat him in a bidding game, and we started the game. So here, this time I was like, against d4, I'm gonna play my main line that I have played many times against London. This is one of the most principal lines. So I played like so many times this position. Queen b4, double attack. You need to be careful not to grab c5, because then your queen suddenly gets trapped. I played queen b4, knight d4, I grabbed, and queen c5, goes rook e1, I go bishop d8. This is the maneuver that I have been playing, and it has served me well, but maybe I should check this position deeper, because it looks like engine supports other moves like a6, for instance, here. But this engine is weak, so I'm not sure that it's the right path. So bishop d8, bishop b6. Here, I think in the playing, I played this position against a very strong player. I forgot. And basically, Frederik followed that game. EF. After EF, actually, I did think about queen takes f6. Queen f6, but I wasn't sure after rook f3, e5. Bishop g3 and queen e7, knight f5. The engine says this position is better for black, but it's hard to understand. Yeah, I mean, it gives close to equality, but I went for the line that I played. So knight e4, simple. I decided to simplify everything. So rook e7, queen c6. And what's happening? Engine says it is winning after rook b7, but I thought I have queen c1, queen e1, rook d1, yeah. Ah, what's this stupid engine, man? Like, was showing winning after rook b7, but there is a queen c1 and rook d1, and this is just a draw. I thought that maybe I missed something. Yeah, there is a just repetition. So after this, I thought he played it well. He played queen e5. I went rook g4. Maybe he should have played g3, but f3 looks like a human way. And then suddenly here, he made a big blunder. He played rook c7 and he blundered it after queen f3. I mean, this position he cannot win. I mean, only black can win, but I didn't really seek a way to convert this advantage because draw was enough for me, and he couldn't able to push for a win. So eventually we reached here, and he went for the pawn endgame. And here I offered him a draw. He had 40 seconds against 1 minute 47, and this is just a draw. And he didn't push. I mean, there is nothing to push. I mean, only he can lose. So he agreed draw, which meant that I was gonna win this game and play next round against Hikaru Nakamura. Okay, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I will come back with a recap against no other than Hikaru Nakamura. See you soon.